that. Hey, Riley. Thank you.
We're just being assholes at this point.
Oh, this series is just full of asshole activity.
You know what?
I know you think that's a word, but it is now.
I mean, I was willing to have it be a word. I don't know why we're discriminating against words.
Yeah.
It's because of Webster's fault. Merriam-Webster. God damn it, guys.
No, Merriam-Webster roasting Kylie Jenner for not being a self-made billionaire. That was great.
It's 2019. You can't assume a word's definition.
Yeah, just like how you can't assume people's gender.
Wait, so are you a female?
Maybe.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I just assumed. I'm super sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm actually a Fujoshi.
Oh, I'm super sorry about that.
No, wait, fuck, what is it?
You're clearly a girl because Riley likes you and Riley likes girls.
I mean, yeah. But no, what is it with, if it's like a girl but they have a dick?
Futanari.
Futanari? Yeah, but Futanari.
Yeah. I know that because I watched a lot of hentai.
I mean, when we're being open, why not?
Hey, Riley, come here.
Riley's scared now.
Like, I've seen too much hentai to know where this is going. 3 people on a couch, this is not a good sign.
Like, this chapter One Piece, they had octopus in it, massaging the main female cast.
What the flying fuck? Like...
Fan service.
It was fan service.
Fan service?
It was
to, like, get
fan service cranked up to 11. Anyways, 3, 2, 0. Hey guys, and welcome to Any Rank.
Happy Pi Day.
Shit, Pi Day!
It is Pi
Oh
Day!
my goodness!
Oh, we nerds everywhere are digging it. It's
Pi
great.
Day, Pi Day, Pi Day.
And so then proceed to eat one of the worst desserts that exists on the face of the planet.
I'm gonna have blueberry
What?
pizza when I get home.
Pie's not that good of a dessert.
You can leave.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna make blueberry pizza when I get home. Okay.
What?
Like blueberry pie filling pizza? Have you ever had that?
That sounds fucking
This
disgusting.
is a pie that's just flatter?
It's, yeah, basically.
Just a flat pie?
Yeah.
But one of the best parts of the pie is the height.
Actually, I like it thin.
I would rather just have cheesecake.
Oh, I would rather have cheesecake too, but it's Pi Day, so...
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go text my friend Happy Pi Day after this. Anyways, guys, welcome back to Any Rank. This is episode 3, and today we are back reviewing this series and waiting for Marty to ruin my childhood nostalgia once again. But don't worry, this is the last time he's going to ruin my childhood nostalgia. Because this is going to be his last time he's here because he's had enough of this series already.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Just open with it.
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it like he quit because he had personal problems or anything. He just doesn't like the series. And I'm not going to force someone, if they don't like the series, to keep doing it. However, tell me if you don't like it. So I can actually find a replacement or something. So, anyways, welcome back. Today we are reviewing the Gold, Silver, and Crystal saga of Pokemon Adventures. And it's a long one. And it took 3 weeks to get out.
Long boy.
Well, actually, this Saturday is the Saturday we are uploading the first episode of the podcast. And it is Pi Day, as I said before. As we said before. 3/14. It's coming out on 3/16. And it was recorded 5 weeks ago. So that's how behind we are.
But you know what? We're college kids, so who cares?
Yeah, true. But I'm lazy, and that's the real reason why it got delayed so far.
And that's the real
Also,
tea.
they're going to see it 1 week after each other, so it won't be delayed at all.
I was going to plan on doing a bi-weekly schedule, actually.
Bi-weekly.
Great.
So it won't be delayed at all.
Yeah.
And you just ruined the magic. Good for you.
Oh, it's magic.
Shut the fuck up.
No. Speaking about magic, I gotta get to one of the 2 candidates for Best Boys later. Anyways, welcome back to Any Rank, the series where we review anime universes that consist of different parts, and we review and rank them. Today, as I said before, we're doing Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and yeah, it is the second longest out of the first 6 sagas, and it is...
I really cannot remember, like, jack shit from it. Like, I hate saying it, but, like, other than, like, the last 2 volumes, I really just, like, don't remember much of anything.
Thing is that I was actually surprised of how much I like this compared to Yellow. Because it's been a while since I've read Gold, Silver, Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 8th grade. So, it's been a while. I read Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow since then.
Mm-hmm.
Just because those are shorter.
Yeah.
And so I intend to read those more often. But rereading this for the first time in a while, it actually kind of blew me away to remember how better it was, actually, than Yellow. Because since I just am so used to reading Yellow so much, I always think that's the best in my opinion. And then I get back to reading Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and I'm like, nope, I was wrong.
Oh, she's warming up to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, she is. I was also here Tuesday playing D&D, so she got
Fucking nerds.
8 hours of me, so...
Well, I've done one thing that I can definitely say. The other main cast of characters from like the other series, I didn't really feel like I attached to that much. But this time around, I actually did enjoy them. I don't remember much of the plot, but I do remember a lot of the characters. But I remember the characters, and I remember really liking the characters a lot more this time around. Like as like an ensemble. Like I got kind of shitty when Red, Blue, and Green came back at some point. And they were like all doing their shit, and I'm like, no, let Gold, Silver, and Crystal have their time. Let them do their thing.
True.
Like,
that's going to be a thing that's going to happen next saga, though, maybe?
Right.
Anyways, so I'm not going to spoil much. Let's get into the review. So, we start off in a little town called New Town, and this is taking me back to Gen 2 already.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Gen 2. It was my favorite generation. Although, technically, I never played it. I played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I do have it on my 3DS on the Virtual Console. I need to play through it still.
Close enough.
Really, let's sit on my lap.
Hey, she's a bitch. She likes getting on people's laps. It's great.
She does.
She was like all up on my boobs earlier. She just like climbed.
Well, we have declared she is a lesbian.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we follow this little boy named Joey, the main character of the arc. And he arrives into a small little town called New Town, and he.
Huh? I don't remember who Joey was.
We were literally just talking about that before.
We were
I'm
just
like,
talking
who the fuck
about
is Joey?
this.
Yeah, but still, I didn't click. I didn't figure out who it was.
Or no, wait, did we follow Joey or did we follow Gold at the beginning? I think it was Joey and
then you
Yeah,
had
no, there was
Gold.
Joey and then it like hopped right over the Gold.
Yeah. We get to see Apom wake up this strange little boy with a strange haircut, which is kind of emo but kind of cool at the same time, in my opinion. And that boy's name is Gold. So yeah, and Gold already has basically a full party with him, although he doesn't take any of them except Apom.
He's still terrible at naming Pokemon.
I think we're just at the point where everyone just sucks at naming Pokemon.
Sudobo.
Ibo. Why does everything have to end with Bo?
Exbo.
Yeah, awful names.
Togebo? I don't remember what Togebi's name
Something like
was.
that.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Anyways, so, we meet our main boy of the arc, Gold. And Gold is off just, wandering around town. He's pretty popular in New Town. He, just because his house is the Pokemon house.
Yeah.
And he is, like, everywhere, basically. What are the names of all his Pokemon, actually?
Expo, Ibo, Polibo, Sunbo, Sudobo, Tybo?
Why is it Tybo from Anti?
I don't know. They're
Like-
all dumb.
It's an 11-year-old. They don't know things. Come
They're
on.
all dumb.
Yeah, dude, it's an 11-year-old naming something. Like,
Togebo, yeah.
Togebo.
they don't name things good. They never have been and they never will be.
I mean, fair enough, I guess. Well, anyway, so, Gold was going to bed at some point, and then he sees a mysterious figure in his backyard trying to climb up a tree. And so, like any person should, he attacked that intruder instead of calling the cops.
Yeah, no, I'll take it in my own hands, not let the proper authorities.
Yeah. Screw that. And so we find out that this shady character was actually Joey, and he was trying to get his bag of Pokeballs back from a Murkrow who just stole it. And so Gold showed off his amazing pool skills and shot a Pokeball basically at a 90-degree angle with a slight curve up a tree and landed it on top of the tree and had Apom come out of it, and Apom already knew what to do, and it smacked that Murkrow out of there.
Trick shot.
Now,
I don't know how you remember it in such detail.
because it was kind of unbelievable. That's why. Very not logical how he got that on a 90-degree angle.
Like, everything about the story is like that, though.
Well, it might be for you, because this is still the first time you're reading it, and the last time.
Yeah.
But this is like the third time I've read this. So, yes, it's been a while, but it's like the third time. Yeah, you remember certain details after you read it 3 times in a row. Anyways, so, yeah, we do need to have an anyways counter for me. That's a good idea. Anywho, so they get the Pokeballs back from the Murkrow, and Joey spends the night over at Gold, and Gold's a pretty welcoming person. Let a total stranger stay at his house overnight.
Yeah.
It's like, good guy Gold. And so next day they go over to Professor Elm, but they see a poacher, or not a poacher, a con artist trying to make a quick buck off of Hoot Hoot and Whooper. And this is kind of where the first time we get to see Gold, you know...
Use Pokemon skills?
Yeah. Basically...
Prove his skills,
actually. And he basically kind of deceives the poacher, the con artist, and makes him run out of town, basically. Mm-hmm. Good guy Gold. And he is celebrated as, yay, Gold! He defeated the con artist! Like, okay. He's got bigger fish to deal with later. Anyways,
yeah, it's only the first volume of his arc. He's got more shit to deal with.
But I just remember after reading that one, chapter with the con artist, I'm like, I remember how much I love this series. Just because Gold as a character.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's why he's best boy. Well, we'll get to that debate. We'll get to that debate later.
Anyways, so we arrive at Professor Elm's lab, but it's not Gold and Joey who arrives. It's a shadowy figure on top of a ceiling, hanging on in the corner of the ceiling. And he knocks out Elm and takes a Totodile from Elm.
Why does he never do any more ninja shit later on?
Because he's too cool for that. I don't know.
Only in dire emergencies.
I don't doubt that Silver could do that, but...
I do, because he never did it again. That was a fluke.
Who knows? Anyways, at that same time that Elm gets almost knocked out, Gold and Joey arrive. Elm accuses Gold of stealing his Totodile, but then Gold said my personal favorite line in the entire series, "Did not!"
I thought I was the only person that did that.
Did not. Don't know why I like that line so much.
I think it's because of how dramatic you made it.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, so then Elm gets knocked out after sliding on the ice. So does Joey, and then it's down between Gold and Silver, or who we don't know his name at this point, but his name is Silver. Shocker.
Spoiler!
Gold takes the Cyndaquil, whose name he doesn't even know, so he names him Expo. And basically goes on a battle with Silver. And yeah, not much happens. But we do get the reveal of Team Rocket is trying to make a comeback.
Those bitches.
So, this is another arc with Team Rocket.
Great.
I would have Team Rocket.
I mean, I like Team Rocket as an evil organization, but...
I like some of their characters, like Sabrina. I actually really like Sabrina.
I like Sabrina, too. But it takes a while. It's just overplayed at this point, honestly. Anyways, so Gold and Silver have a fight, then Team Rocket comes out of nowheres and knocks out Gold. And then Silver shows his skill with already, as soon as he took Totodile, teaching Totodile the move Frustration. Now, Frustration is a move where the more the Pokemon hates you, the stronger the move.
Mm-hmm.
So, that move is pretty strong for that Totodile right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of comes full circle when he uses Return at the end Because return is basically the exact opposite. The more loving your Pokemon is towards you, the more stronger it will be.
Yeah.
So I really like that. I mean, it's indirect character development, but it's still character development nonetheless for Totodile.
Yeah, to a degree,
Yeah.
I get it.
Anyways, that happens. Gold is not talked by, but caught by the cops and asked him to make a composite sketch for the thief who stole Elm's Totodile. Elm is knocked out and in the hospital. I'm pretty sure his butt is bandaged, but
they immediately jumped to believing him way too quickly. They were just like, he's like, I'm innocent. They're like, okay, you're innocent. Tell us what happened.
It's kind of because Joey was there. I mean, Joey kind of vouched for Gold.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't steal the Totodile.
They're each vouching for each other. That's not good evidence.
But Joey's like the assistant to Elm. So he's
No,
kind of believable.
Was he?
So,
Yeah. He was Elm's assistant.
So then biased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a degree, but...
Bad police work.
Anyways, so Gold decides to make a fake composite sketch for Solver. And it's Solver with chubby cheeks and large lips.
And it was fucking cringy.
It was stupid, yeah.
It's
Anyways,
stupid,
so Gold then goes out on his own journey to catch Solver, because why not? Because Expo really wants to get Totodile back, and so Gold wants to get Solver back just because... I don't even know why Gold wants to get Solver back. I think he's just, like, wanting Expo to find his friend back.
Yeah, he just wanted to get Totodile back for Elm.
Yeah.
And the Pokedex.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For his own selfish reasons.
Yeah, basically. You kind of see it's this egotistical side, always being the guy who saves the day back in New Bark Town, so he wants to save the day again.
Yeah.
I guess you can say.
Honestly, all these main characters are kind of cocky.
Oh, they all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's...
Yellow's not that cocky, though.
Yeah, no. Yellow out of all of them is the least. But...
Sorry, do you mean Amarillo de Bosque?
Shut the
I'm
fuck
sorry.
up.
I am super sorry about that.
God.
I'm still going to call her Yellow.
Yeah, no, I'm still calling her Yellow too. Fuck all that.
Anyways, so Gold and Joey set out and are on the outskirts of New Bark Town, and they run into the Mad Lad himself, Professor Oak. And Gold immediately recognizes this guy as the guy who does a talk show with DJ Mary.
Yeah.
So, Gold is a great trainer and knows about the greatness of Professor Oak at this point.
He listens to him like every week or every day, however often they're on, and knows absolutely nothing about him.
Yeah. Anyways, well, I mean, if you listen to a talk show and it's an old guy and a super hot, like, mid-20s lady, who are you gonna look towards more?
I mean, I'm still probably gonna, like, know who the guy is.
Yeah, you know who the guy is, but who are you looking at more?
But I'm gonna know who the guy is, and not just be like, hey, you're that other one.
Well, I mean, and is it like a radio show where you don't really like see?
Yeah, you don't see them technically.
I couldn't remember.
Although I'm pretty sure DJ Mary's voice is heavenly.
Probably.
I don't know. Might be screeching. Probably a good radio voice.
Don't be
Anyways, so they run into Professor Oak, and Professor Oak is like, "Kid, let the cops handle this. This isn't something you need to get dragged into. Why do you have a fucking Cyndaquil with you? Isn't that Elm Cyndaquil? Why do you have it?" And he's like, "I'm gonna find Solver. You got a problem with that?"
And then they're like, "Nah, bitch, you good, fam, go." You're
So
fine.
stupid. Oak, again, just, it's like, hey, you're somebody who totally doesn't deserve this, so take it.
Basically,
Because you demanded it.
not that.
You took the
I mean,
initiative, so you can
It's
have
so
it.
dumb.
Well, the thing is that he didn't demand the
Yes, he did.
Pokédex. He did say he was going to be fine without it, and then Professor Oak saw that and be like, "No, you're not. Here's the Pokédex."
He did demand it.
He,
He's like, give me that, and then Oak was like, no. And he's like, fine, I'll do what I want. I'm rebellious, and you're young. You're not the boss of me. And Oak's like, alright, here, take it. So stupid.
Yeah, just throw a tantrum and you win.
Exactly. Just stupid.
oh, also, I forgot to mention that Team Rocket actually tried to steal Joey's bag, but in the process actually stole Gold's bag instead by accident. And then we get to see a scene where Team Rocket's searching the bag, and it's not the Pokemon they're looking for. So they threw it to the riverside, and Polibo, the Poliwag, falls out and lands in the river and goes away.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get the adventures of Polibo, right?
Yeah.
The Polibo trapped in the Pokeball in this giant world of Johto. Yeah. Let's wait until Gold finds him. Anyways, Professor Oak found his bag and is like tossed it to the side, and Gold sees all his Pokemon, doesn't even check to make sure they're all there, and sees all his Pokemon except Polibo, doesn't realize that Polibo's not there, and then takes them home. And he sets out on his journey with Abo, the Apom, and Cyndaquil Expo. And so they arrive at Cherry Grove City, I think. I can't remember either.
Great.
Too many details.
Great.
It is too many. Oh, here we go. So next arc is Bellsprout Tower, and this is where Gold basically is on kind of a... Okay, in the games, Bellsprout Tower is basically a training ground for trainers to hone their skills.
Here it's a cult.
Here it's a cult.
It's it.
Yeah.
It's basically that. And so Gold runs into, sees Solver entering the building, or asks around to see if Solver's there, finds Solver, and they initiate a battle. And during their battle, they get interrupted by a giant ball. Like a giant metal ball coming down the hallway, and they have to stop it. So what they do is they use Cyndaquil and Totodile to break the ball. A giant metal ball. And Cyndaquil heats it up, heats it all around, and then Totodile smashes it with Ice Fist. Ice Fist is a pretty strong move that it already has at this beginning. I'm going to assume that Silver just has a bunch of TMs on him. Anyway, they get out, Silver and Totodile slip out of there without being recognized or followed, and yeah. Gold is left to his own devices again, but he runs into the cop who he did the composite sketch for. I'm just looking at the rain. It looks cool in the canal. Anyways.
Yeah, you have to walk out in that later.
You do too?
I'm parked close, so it's fine.
Okay, fair enough. Anyways, where was I? Oh, Gold runs into the cop that he drew the composite sketch for. Turns out this cop is named Faulkner, and Faulkner is a gym leader in training to become a gym leader, I should say. And so, Faulkner is training his flying type Pokemon, Pidgeot and Noctowl, around, and then comes this giant steel bird, whose name we do not know, technically, by canon terms yet, but it's a Skarmory. And Skarmory comes out of nowhere and attacks them, and Faulkner is trying to catch that bird. And Gold comes out of nowhere, and he notices that the bird is steel. And so, he thought fire rusts steel, right? Or not fire rusts steel, fire kind of melts steel?
I'm about to say oxidation is what it is.
Oxidation, okay.
But yeah, I mean,
That
fire...
Yeah, that's what rusts it. Fire heats up steel and melts it if it's hot enough.
Yeah, if it's hot enough.
So for once, they're actually using real-world logic, I guess. And so Gold tells Expo, aim your flame at that bird. Boosh. Bird falls. Faulkner catches it. Faulkner takes the credit for beating the bird.
Of course he does.
Dick. And...
It's like everyone in this universe.
Yeah.
Loki.
And Faulkner thanks... Well, he doesn't take credit for beating it. He does thank Gold, though, for helping him catch it. He's not that much of a dick. Anyways, he catches it. He claims to Gold that he is going to become a gym leader, and Gold tells his dream back where... Well, he's not going to reveal that he's trying to capture Silver because this is still the cop.
Yeah.
But he does say that he's out on his own journey and he will complete his goal. So, like, they kind of have a bond, I guess, there. not too much of a bond, but a bond nonetheless.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the end of Bellsprout Tower arc, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we move on to the Ruins of Alps. And basically, this is kind of not set up as the last one, but Gold meets another gym leader, basically. And we learn about the mysterious Pokemon Unknown. And Unknown's a pretty mysterious Pokemon. I mean, it only has 3 moves, and it's the entire alphabet. Okay.
Yeah.
Unknown is very mysterious, but after so much time, like, it's been, what, 18? No, it's been over 20 years since Unknown has been introduced in Pokemon.
I remember when it was introduced, like, it was super hyped, and, like, all the commercials, like, showed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this, they're like, oh yeah, here's this Pokemon. We're done with them for a while. They don't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I remember always liking to try to catch a bunch of Unknown, then rearrange them in my PC to spell words.
Yeah, I never did that.
Anyways, Ruins of Alps, Gold meets this hot woman named Bugsy, who turns out to be a man, so Trap. First Pokemon Trap. I mean,
wasn't Yellow a trap?
Yeah.
Per se?
Oh,
Because
shit,
everyone
right.
assumed that Yellow was a man. So, I mean, everyone's making assumptions.
Okay, second Pokemon Trap.
The worst of the 2 Pokemon traps.
The worst. Anyways, nothing really happens here. We just get an introduction to Bugsy, I guess. Finding out that Bugsy is working for the expedition team on the Ruins of Alps and basically trying to find the mysteries of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which even in the games is kind of hard to do, so props to you, girl. I mean, man.
I mean, whatever, we're not assuming.
I know Bugsy is a dude, but come on, that haircut makes it look like a girl. Anyways, after Ruins of Alps, we run into the Ilex Forest, and we see a guy with his Farfetch cutting down trees. Probably for firewood or something. And then, out of nowhere, we cut to Gold. And then Gold enters Ilex Forest, saying, we gotta get to Goldenrod City, I gotta go get an autograph for DJ Mary. And, yeah.
Gotta get the signature, boy.
Oh, yeah.
And so Gold finds this firewood cutter, and the firewood cutter attacks him out of nowhere with blank eyes, so you immediately know, yeah, this guy's being possessed or something. And then, out of nowhere, the end of Volume 1, a giant figure with a text box that is bolded, saying, Get out of this forest! It's my imitation of the Masked Man. Okay? Anyways, so that's Volume 1. We have a lot more to get through.
Yeah, but we have like 6 more.
This is why we did it early today. Anyways, so we pick up at Volume 8 and 9. And so we get the first battle between the Masked Device and Gold, who we don't know is the Masked Device. We call him the Masked Man, but screw the tiny details. So Gold and him fight, and Gold is basically overwhelmed by his Pokemon. And at this time, everyone's kind of guessing who he is. My immediate jumps were that he was either Price or Koga at the beginning. Because of that Ariados, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's Koga. And then because of the Delabird's kind of the signature Pokemon of Price, so I'm like, maybe it's Price, maybe it's just a different person that we don't know entirely.
Yeah.
And then he gets to where Abo scratches his thing, and he finds out that there's gym badge powder on that. Which apparently the gym badge that the gym leaders have is different from the trainer badges that they get.
And that medal is only used for gym badges? That's the only...
The only reason that only thing that as metal is used for.
It's like vibranium.
Basically. Anyways, so Gold gets the hell out of there because he is in no shape to fight Batman. He gets the firewood cutter back to the town before. I can't remember the towns too well in Johto. And then he basically runs through and gets out. And then, basically, he swears his vengeance that, wow, Silver actually stood a chance against this guy, and this guy is hella strong, and he needs to get stronger. So, we get a training arc! Hell yeah! You're not excited, it's a training arc!
Exactly.
Come on, training arcs are the best!
Training arcs are way better in an anime format. Seeing it on pages is kind of just
Anyways, this training arc consists of an old lady bossing around Gold. Probably the most important training arc.
So, he's gotten an egg at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
like,
I forgot to mention that.
We've never seen a Pokemon reproduce. Like, you fucking study Pokemon, Oak, and you have no idea how they reproduce? Do you, like, what the fuck do you actually do?
Well,
That's garbage. And these people who, like, breed Pokemon there, they have no idea how it happens? Are you kidding me?
you also have to realize that in this world, they don't even know Steel-type Pokemon exist. They know Dark-type Pokemon exist, which was also introduced in Gen 2.
Okay, but
they don't know Steel-type exists.
But
so we gotta assume that it's kind of early on.
But
still.
no. Oak's been studying them his whole life, long enough for Pokemon to have bred, and, like, you know, Pokemon are used the world around. Nobody was like, hey, let's put a male and a female together and see what happens.
Well, just putting a male and female together doesn't mean you're gonna get an egg.
Yeah, if enough people do it, it's gonna happen.
I was about to say, they have to have a connection first. They gotta feel...
No, they're animals. They'll just fuck.
Exactly.
I find it bullshit that they have no idea how Pokemon reproduces and, like, what to do with an egg.
That's kind of the same thing in the game.
Yeah, and it's bullshit there, too.
But it's played for a gag as in the game, where to hear it is actually just, like, complete bullshit that they don't know, I guess. Anyways, Gold, at this point, Gold has his Poliwag, right? Yeah, he does. 'Cause he has Poliwag, his Polibow. He has that Sunflora that he got because he was fighting the, or Sunkern, because he was fighting the Skarmory.
So,
Yeah, Sunbow, Expo, and Abo. And they all go through a little bit of a training montage to where, at the end of it, Expo evolves into Cool Lava, and that's it. I mean, they probably level up a few times, but nothing else really happens. Anyways, so that happens. Is there any other incident with Team Rocket here that I'm forgetting about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
I remember a lot of Team Rocket stuff happening like later on.
Yeah, it did happen a lot later on.
I remember the race, and that was really annoying, too.
Oh, the rate. Yeah, that's what we're getting to next. So,
Have fun.
Gold enters Goldenrod City. First thing that he does when he gets to Goldenrod City, I need to find DJ Mary. Get an autograph.
Yeah, man, I got some fish.
Hell yeah. I mean, to him, DJ Mary's a celebrity.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, fair enough.
So, basically, he's a celebrity stalker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool.
And he usually breaks in. And then they're just like, yeah, fuck it. This is our show now. We're gonna do a race.
Yeah. And can we talk about
The scooter's
Gold's...
not faster than a bike? Yeah.
No, not even that. Gold's vandalism of the sponsor's bike. He literally took apart the sponsor's bike and put it on his skateboard to make a scooter.
Scooter's not faster, and you can't force, like, the other guy to ride this bike just because you sponsored paying for it. Let him ride his own bike. But a scooter is not faster than a bike. He was going to lose that race.
Still, he dismantled the sponsor's bike.
He kept the
You
logo.
talk about vandalism of property every time, and this time you're like, animal.
And he kept the logo. The sponsor can pay for it. They can rebuild it. I'm more concerned that a scooter is not faster than a bike.
I love that that's the concern we're having.
He is guaranteed to lose that race. Also, just because there's a fucking tree in the road, go around it.
There was no way around it.
Yes,
There were some more trees.
No, there was room to just go around.
Was there?
Yes.
Just like how there was room to go around the Snorlax, right?
Oh, crap.
Yeah, there was ways to get around. Just like the Snorlax, they had already gone through water. They could have gone around it. Where is it? Oops.
I tried.
Some fast finger movement there.
Right.
Was it in Volume 9?
Yep.
Pretty sure it was.
Look it.
Oh, there it
Here
is.
it is. There's plenty of room on either side.
Not for that van, though.
Yeah, but for the racers.
Yeah, but the van needs to be there so that they can mark the racers. Anyways, let me try to set this back up.
I found clean up.
Clean up, clean
No.
up. Everybody clean up.
I
Rubik's
don't
Cube.
need these triggers.
Here, DJ Mary, whoever. She gets upset that there's the tree in the way, so she decides that she can't make it past when she
That's
clearly
Whitney.
can. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Whitney's a gym leader. DJ Mary's hot,
Yeah,
actually.
I love how that's
Wasn't
her
Whitney
indicator.
like the gym leader of being hot though? Like, wasn't that how she was introduced?
I think in the games, maybe. Or she was introduced as, like, the kawaii gym leader.
I could
In
go
the
check
final chapter, or the final book, wasn't she?
Oh, I forgot to mention. So, this saga consists of actually 2 different illustrators. Volume 8 and 9 is the Mato.
I didn't notice.
It's kind of the same art, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
But
it's just
anyways,
they had to get someone else to do it.
Mato, he worked for volumes 8 and 9 and all the volumes beforehand. And then for some reason, we switched to the new illustrator, whose name escapes me, Satoshi Yamato.
Yes.
And a couple things about Satoshi. First thing, volume 10, which is the one that he starts illustrating for, he admits he's never done anything about... He's never played a game of Pokemon before. He's never watched an anime. He's never even done... He doesn't know anything about Pokemon. And he's drawing manga for it.
He's
Yeah.
going great.
I mean,
like, legit,
honestly,
there
his
was-
art's good.
Yeah, there was like not. I know there was probably like something where I thought it felt a little different, but like as the volumes went on, like it like adjusted and it like went back to being normal. So it's like, yeah, it's fine.
The art's still really good.
Yeah.
Either way. Although, another fun fact is Satoshi is actually the name of Ash in Japanese. So, basically, this guy has the same name as Ash in the Japanese Pokemon anime.
So
Cool fun
they
fact.
think they hired him just for that.
No.
Oh, hey, your name's Sato. Let's do it.
Bowser's in charge of Nintendo now. It's the only reason he got the job. Also,
Let's just like date this video like that.
Pokemon. Is that literate? Is this Pokemon literate? Is he reading the Pokedex?
Yeah.
Pokemon are not literate. Who taught them to read?
How do you know Pokemon are not literate when Pokemon like Alakazam and Mewtwo exist?
Pokemon shouldn't be. They're animals.
So?
So, alright.
Doesn't mean that they can't read.
So they're either like really sentient and we shouldn't be just using them to like battle.
They have powers.
constantly.
Of course, they're probably a little bit more sentient than normal animals.
So then they shouldn't be used to just like fight each other constantly. There should be a lot of rules and regulations. They should be able to like
There
have
are
their own
rules and
societies.
regulations.
There's clearly like no rules and regulations around
There are
battling.
rules and
And
regulations.
it's almost nothing because they just get away with whatever the fuck they want. Like whoever wins just wins, and then they're like, "Yep, all right, cool."
Yeah.
Fun.
There are rules and regulations.
Yeah, but then nobody ever cares about them because it only whoever wins is.
I do feel like they need to be enforcing shit more. But
Exactly.
I mean,
Rules-
even the Mask of Ice follows the 6 Pokemon rule, which is technically you don't have to follow, but
What about when he fought Koga and he was it Koga? Is he the lightning dude? No, Surge.
yeah.
Surge.
Okay, but those
And
Houndour,
Lieutenant Surge, he earned that title.
And he fought.
well, those
he fought,
Houndour
like,
are wild.
okay, whatever. He's still using them all.
Yeah, because his Houndour is the leader of the pack, basically.
But
It's kind of like the same thing in Slime. When Slime,
so why are there rules against attacking the trainer and trying to kill the trainer? Or is there rules against murder because they tried to murder many times?
You know, they have murder.
well,
but
there's
they
a
have
rule against
Pokemon,
murder.
too.
Yep. And
But-
so,
I mean, it's murder. People get away with that all the time.
but it's not enforced ever. There's no like they never like go after. Nobody went to jail for attempted manslaughter in this world. There's no trials for it whatsoever.
I
They
think
don't-
it's either
They don't
you
enforce
did-
the rules at all.
Fair enough. Anyways, at the end of this arc, Gold gets a bunch of autographs by DJ Mary and captures the Sudowoodo, which was pretending to be a tree. And names it Sudobo. Great naming scheme, as we already discussed earlier. And next up is Eckertique City. And in Eckertique City, we finally get the first actual battle between Silver and Gold. And Silver, being the cocky guy as he is, he decides to only use 5 of his Pokemon.
I almost thought you said he was a cucky guy.
I mean, he might be. Don't judge.
Sorry.
Silver's the Pokemon cuck, we know.
Apparently.
Anyways, they actually have a fight, but not before Team Rocket comes in and wrecks the place. Because Team Rocket, Sham, and whoever that man's name was, Ken and Sham, I think, I don't care. They're not really that important at all. They wrecked the place of Eckertique, and they basically destroy one of the towers. Or no, wait, they destroyed both the towers, but one of them burns, and the other one got reconstructed.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways. That happens, and instead of actually, helping the citizens out, Gold and Silver start battling.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them props. At least they're not your stereotypical main characters. Like, this is one thing I do appreciate in the Pokemon Adventures manga. Red, he's kind of your standard protagonist, where he doesn't,
Yeah, he doesn't, develop.
He doesn't really develop that much, and he's, kind of always,
He's always right. He always is doing
not always right, but, self-contained, kind of like your stereotypical shonen protagonist. You see it through their eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in Gold and Silver and in Yellow, they're not the same kind of main protagonists.
Which is why I said I like the characters more.
Yeah.
There's actually variety to them.
Yeah, I do like the characters more here because of that reason as well. Anyways, Gold and Silver start initiating a battle, and Silver says he's going to give him a handicap and not use his 6th Pokemon. And battle goes on. It's kind of a tie, and then Silver gets a call through his Pokegear, who we don't know who it is, and says, "You have another mission. Go to Lake of Rage." And then Silver's like, "Sorry, going to have to end this." Pulls out a fucking Tyranitar out of nowhere, which is a pseudo-legendary Pokemon, and completely demolishes Gold. And then Gold is like, "Togepi, go into the Tyranitar and hurt it."
Yes.
Which...
Poke it with your head. Yay, I win.
Bitch.
And then, so Silver goes away and goes to the Lake of Rage. Gold follows him because Gold's like, at first I just wanted to capture Silver, but now I'm intrigued with what he even is doing.
So see, that's why there is shit now. He's intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yep, canon.
It's canon. Anyways, Gold follows Silver to Lake of Rage. And at the Lake of Rage, we find out that a bunch of Gyarados are swarming it and are basically evolving out of nowhere. Magikarp are evolving into Gyarados and wrecking house. And one of them evolves into a red Gyarados. And so, Silver proceeds to try to calm the area down. Silver and Gold. And Silver captures the red Gyarados, who apparently is the leader of the herd or something here as well.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other Gyarados basically calm down after this. And so, then out of nowhere, the Mask of Ice comes out again. And whoops their asses. And by whoops, I mean straight up seems like they're dead. Then we shift to a new character's perspective entirely.
Yeah, no, you gotta leave it on the cock tease. You gotta keep the anticipation going.
Basically. So, now that we got through Volume 9, we switch to a new protagonist, and this girl is named Cystal. So, how do we meet Cystal, by the way? So, Professor Oak is like, "I haven't heard from Gold in 3 months. I need this Pokédex filled out, my dude." So he hires a capture specialist by the name of Cystal,
Well,
who...
Helm finds Cystal, and Crystal's like, yeah, I'll work for you.
No, it was Bill who found Cystal.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Can we... I want to talk about Bill
you.
later on, because Bill got stuff done. I'm gonna say.
Stupid, I didn't figure out what was wrong. But yeah, she's like, I'll work for you on one condition. You have to come out here. You're asking for the job. You go to him and interview, not the other way around.
But the reason she asked him to come out there was to see the poor condition the school is in. And for
but she could have said
yes.
that instead of you don't demand the person come to you to interview for the job. Or, I mean,
fair enough.
To be interviewed for the
job.
She could have phrased it differently and would have been fine.
But still, Oak does go out because he is desperate. He does announce, I'll try anything at this point. I'm desperate.
Yeah.
And so Oak goes out there and finds Cystal, or tries to find Cystal. He runs into the school, and he said, this is the address. Where do I go from here? And the slugma that he was trying to capture earlier attacked the school. And so Oak, being the brave, ripped man that he is, steps in front of all the kids and this maid woman, and basically tells them to shoo, I'll handle this, you take the kids and run. And he said, I'm meeting a very skilled trainer here. So, and then this maid comes out of nowhere and starts stripping and oh!
My virgin eyes!
I mean, we know Oak's not a virgin.
I mean, yeah, no shit, but everyone else, it's like, oh, virgin eyes, I don't want to see.
And this character turns
11.
out to be Cystal. And Cystal is a badass because she kicks her Pokeballs instead of throws them.
No, that is stupid.
No, that is badass.
No, it's really
You
stupid.
have to be extra. That is extra, and I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm extra and I like it, but it's still silly.
It was really stupid. You're not going to be nearly as accurate doing that.
Okay,
she trains so hard to where she is accurate.
I don't care. It's stupid. You're not going to be that accurate.
She is that accurate, though.
No.
Sorry, it's canon.
Yeah,
she's accurate.
Still stupid.
Anyways, so, we kind of get a glimpse of her intelligence at the beginning, because she uses level balls on the slugma. And, I forgot to mention Kurt. Whatever.
And August is Kurt.
Hey, Kurt's a cool character.
Who is he?
Pokemon creator.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of a cool character. Anyways, Cystal uses level balls on the slugma, and Oak asks, why did you use level balls on them? And she basically uses deduction to think, well, they're attacking in a horde, so I'm guessing that they're not too high leveled if they're attacking in a horde, so I use level balls thinking that they're lower level than my own Pokemon. So, pretty good deduction process, I guess.
I get it. Obviously, it could be wrong, but, still, you get the reason behind why she thought that.
Mm-hmm.
For me. I'm like, oh, that okay, that's something.
Anyways, so, Cystal tells Oak that I'm the person you're here to meet. And now we basically enter the Cystal saga of this arc. And so, the adventures of Cystal and friends. So first things first, she gets Chikorita. I'm not even going to go through the process of her getting Chikorita. We can tell that Chikorita has guts, at least. But, yeah.
I guess she just abandoned her own Pokemon. She's like, oh, you want to come with me? I don't know. Oh, okay, never mind. Actually, I'm just going to send this one away that's been in my party forever.
Well, it's kind of like, she's not abandoning it. She's saying, hey, Smoochum, can you let the new person have it? She's asking basically Smoochum, hey, can you let the new person take a turn? And Smoochum's like, okay, I've been with you forever, so...
Yeah,
I've
only been with you forever. Yeah, just replace me with someone you just met 5 minutes ago. Cool.
Why not, though? Let the new person take a turn.
Because she cares about her Pokemon, and she's trained with them forever.
And so she's going to
nobody could break up my party. I've worked with them for so long. Oh, actually, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, send this one away. Also, her naming is terrible.
Again, we've already established no one knows how to name Pokemon in this universe.
Why isn't Hitmonchan named Monlee?
Monlee.
It's not a Hitmonlee.
That's Monlee.
It's the worst name. Ash Expo is probably the worst name.
Yeah, I was about to say that's like a tie.
I think Tybo's the worst name.
Yeah. There's a lot of really bad names.
Yeah,
We need to have a new category just for a worst
worst,
name,
for a worst Pokemon name.
basically. Anyways, so Cystal goes off and adventures around. She meets up with Bill, who seems to be being chased by a bunch of Staryu. And yeah, Cystal deals with that. Kind of just gonna brush through the adventures of Cystal and friends because we got to get to the versus Suicune arc, which is a lot better. So Suicune awakes from the burn tower after it got burned down, and basically we find out that the reason Suicune, Entei, and Raikou awoke was because of Yellow, and Yellow basically got dragged into a different time-space continuum or something, another dimension, freed them, and now they're in search of a worthy trainer in order to fight with them, basically. And so,
God, that
Suicune...
shit annoyed the fuck out of me.
Huh?
That shit annoyed the fuck out of me. I don't need more dimensions. I don't need this. Can you just stay in our own dimension, please?
Multiverse theory?
No! God, no.
They're just like stuck in like a crack in time though, or whatever. So, the crack of time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention also, Red was trying to apply for a gym leader position.
Which he totally got, and he was like, you know what, I don't want it.
Well, I mean, he has a good reason for not.
No.
Yeah, he does.
I've only beat all the other gym leaders, I'm not qualified.
His hand is...
Too bad.
His hand was like broken.
Yeah.
You kind of need that for... You kind of need that shit, don't you?
Why?
Why do you need a hand? Is that what you're asking?
He has another one.
Yeah, but still... no, both of his hands got hurt by that.
Okay, he misses a catch every once in a while. Too bad. His Pokemon are battling, not him.
No, but he has to
doesn't...
in what direction
like,
he wants shit
in his ideology, he wants to be in tip-top condition when he is battling.
Take the position as gym leader, go and heal yourself, and come back. You can take you can take a weekend off.
I think it would take longer than a weekend to heal your hands, wouldn't it?
What, he went up to the bath,
yeah, that's right, I forgot.
and then came back, and he was fine.
The problem is when you get hired for a new position, is the first thing you do take a week off?
So you're saying they are expected to work 7 days a week, 365 days a year?
Probably.
No, but they're expected to work.
Yeah, and so he could just take the first weekend where he's not working and go up there and get his hand fixed and then come back out.
Anyways,
my head's
Blue takes a position instead, basically, because Red just gives it to him.
Yeah, it was dumb.
I think Blue's a good gym leader, though.
No, but Red wasn't qualified to give the position to him. Like,
well, he didn't...
They didn't have...
But Blue showed his skill still.
Yeah, but he didn't do the test.
He basically did, just an indirect test.
He didn't do the test.
Well, doesn't matter. Blue is gym leader now. What was it? Oh yeah, versus Suicune. So,
yeah.
Suicune goes to different gyms and basically battles different gym leaders in order to find a trainer worthy of him. So he attacks Claire from Blackthorn, he attacks Bugsy, he attacks Chuck and Faulkner's father.
Yeah.
He attacks like a bunch of gym leaders. He attacks Marty at some point. And then it switches over to Raikou and Entei fight Faulkner. This is kind of cool. Oh, so you can also fights Jasmine, Jasmine is the daughter of Koga.
Yeah.
So
She's a ninja.
She is a ninja.
It's badass.
That is.
I kind of wish we could have seen more of it, but
Yeah. She liked to hang upside down. She was like a bat.
yeah, that was about it though.
Yeah.
I want
Didn't she also hang? Didn't she also hang down at the Pokemon League?
Yeah, from nothing. What was she
How?
hanging down from?
How?
That annoyed me.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so, then we get to see Raikou and Entei fight Faulkner. And this is kind of cool because Faulkner, he is a rookie gym leader. And so he feels like he's being tested to try to catch these two, basically. And so, kind of a cool test. But you're fighting with a Skarmory against a fire and electric type. You're not gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about your luck. And then Suicune comes in and says, like, sorry, boy, we gotta get going. And they all rush out of there. Next up, we go to see Cystal again. Also, I should talk about Cystal actually has seen Suicune already at Olivine City. And she then sees Suicune and she wants to chase after him. So, Cystal is en route to Ecruteak City to find Suicune. And then we get introduced to Best Boy Candidate 2, Yusine.
Using?
I always said Yusine, but is it Yusine?
I mean, I read it.
We're not gonna have another Lorelei discussion. Lorelei, it doesn't matter. Anyways, Yusine, we meet him, and basically from the get-go, this guy's a magician, and he is suave.
I hated him.
I loved him. Anyways, so...
Of course you would love
He
him.
was so annoying.
He wasn't that bad. Not the most annoying character in the series.
No.
So anyways, Yusine basically teams up with Cystal in order to find Suicune. And then, out of nowhere, they see a Suicune off in the distance, and they're like, let's capture it. And then Crystal's like, no, wait, that's not Suicune. And she can tell just by, like, the trajectory of the ice beam, and the Suicune is just standing still. Which, I mean, that's pretty good deduction as well.
Well, no, it was that the ice beam, because they didn't see where the ice beam, they didn't see him shoot the ice beam, and she figured out that it came from a different direction than where he was currently standing. Which, I mean, like, good job, but he also could have shot it and then moved over there.
Yeah, but also, Suicune doesn't usually stand still like that. Yeah. Suicune's also kind of like moving around in the battle. So that's also another reason why she determined it wasn't.
Did she say that?
Yeah, I think she did. I don't remember. Either way, she used simple deduction to find out that it wasn't Suicune. Turns out it wasn't Suicune, it was a Ditto. And for some reason, apparently a Ditto
can dig and, like, choke people out.
Can expand into a blob and basically become a Grimer in order to captivate them.
I mean, it can expand if it's able to, like, copy all these other Pokemon stuff.
I mean, fair enough, but, like, that's never been shown that it can expand and hold them hostage like that. Anyways, find out that this was actually the doing of the Team Rocket trio. And so...
Those bitches.
Did I just defend the series while you were criticizing it? Huh? Did I just defend it while you were criticizing it?
Holy fucking shit!
I gave a defense for why the Ditto thing worked, and you were the one saying that it shouldn't have? I'm sorry. I apologize, I take everything back.
hey, come on, we can let anomalies in the universe happen. Let's just let it happen.
Everything, I mean the defense. That's what I take back.
Goddamn. Okay.
How about you take over the series from now on? No, I'm just kidding about that.
More Pokemon battles, things happen, and then
bad characters.
Good guys win. Yay!
Yeah, if you want to be run down about this. Anyways.
Yeah, no, that's just you as a person.
Where was I? Oh yeah. So we run into the Team Rocket trio, Cystal and Yusine do. And basically, they split up to find Suicune, because Suicune is heading en route to Ecruteak City. And so, Yusine is like, Cystal, you go fight Suicune, I'll meet up with you, I'm going to deal with these guys first. Mm-hmm. So, Cystal finds Suicune, and kind of like a tearful reunion, she's like, I finally found you. My name is Cystal. Battle me. And so...
Like, bitch, fight me IRL. Like, straight up.
They have a battle, which kind of is a pretty good battle. But then it is basically Suicune wins again. I mean, you're a legendary.
Because of course it was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck we're thinking. Like, oh, I collected all the Pokemon. You're a collector of Pokemon. That does not give in to anything else. It's like, yeah, I don't know how those
things... fuck up the capture.
I mean, you're right.
She was all pissy about that.
I mean, you're right, but, like, still. Like, those two things didn't need to correlate. She was just getting too cocky. Like
Yeah.
everyone else does.
Well, she is cocky because she is a capture specialist. She's always basically captured Pokemon.
Yep, she's captured normal, shitty Pokemon.
Not normal shitty Pokemon. She's
Compared to
captured...
a legendary, they're all
Okay,
normal
yes,
and shitty.
compared to a
Legendary's,
legendary,
like, separate.
but like she's captured very strong Pokemon
Yeah, but
before.
not a legendary.
Yeah, I just think
So,
Sega, like, legendary and, like, decent ones are just, like, on, like, leagues of different levels. I could be wrong.
You get knocked down, you get back up. You don't just fucking be
I was
like,
just
oh,
thinking,
I
like,
can't catch
man,
anything
like, get
anymore.
over. I was just kind of thinking,
Yes.
get over yourself.
Seriously! Oh no, you missed one catch. Too bad.
But shit, we got character development for Crystal.
Not really.
Level.
She
Yeah,
just-
we did.
No.
That is character development.
No. She had to redevelop what she had already developed.
Yeah, so development. Because even if you're going back and doing development again, that's still development. That's still development.
Also,
She ended up the same place where she had been before she fought him.
Also, another thing I want to talk about. So we get to meet Crystal's mom in this.
I fucking love Crystal's mom.
She's an awful mother.
I love her.
So, you know that part where she basically glares at her and Crystal's like, ah.
Yeah.
No, she smacked her in the original. Also, I
love
forgot to
how-
mention this in the Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green. You guys remember that scene where Green is fighting Sabrina at Silph Co.
Yeah.
And she just like launches 2 Pokeballs out with Clefairy and Jigglypuff
Yeah.
there? In the original, they came out of her boobs.
Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't she like store like Pokeballs like in her bra or dress or whatever at one point?
Yeah, and then
that's a
they
fine
came
spot
out
to
of...
start.
No.
I couldn't.
Well, maybe when you were 10.
But yeah, like I kind of love how her mom was just straight like, "Don't be a bitch." Like that's my mom, and I love that.
Yeah, her mom is great. Anyways, we do get character development for Crystal, and I love it so much. Because Crystal is basically coming to a conclusion for her character arc, beating that Larvitar.
Yeah.
Which caused her so much trouble back in the day. And so now, it kind of is, like, wrapping up her character arc, and basically now she's back to working and getting stuff done for Professor Oak.
Was it her, like, Growlithe, right? That had the cut under the eye?
Arcanine, but yeah.
Whatever, Arcanine. Doesn't matter. It has a cut under its eye. It's not going to be listing to one side and, like, running to one side just because a cut under its eye. Like, it can see out of that eye still. It's not a blind spot.
Yeah, but it's doing that because it's kind of prideful, I guess you can say. Not wanting to show its weakness.
I don't buy it.
You don't buy anything.
It was a stupid excuse for it to be like,
You think everything in this is stupid.
it's a tiny cut right here. It can handle that.
Do you know how deep that cut was?
Not very deep, because his eye looked to be functioning fine. He was able to look around with it.
Do you know how tall that thing on Larvitar's head is? That thing is at least 4 to 5 inches long.
Okay, then he had
That's
severe brain damage and he was dead.
Okay, but Arcanine's head's pretty big, too.
Yeah, but the eye is right by the brain. So if you're saying that cut's deep, it went through his skull into his brain. So it either just a small scrape.
What if it went halfway? I'm sorry, I'm just putting shit out there. I'm just trying to lighten the mood.
That was not a very deep cut, and it shouldn't have affected him the way it did. Maybe it went, like, across his eye, but it didn't. It was just a little scrape.
Fair enough.
Could have been sparkles.
Again.
I was about to make a Marvel reference, but then I realized you guys haven't seen Captain Marvel with this. So
No, I'm not seeing it until Saturday.
I thought you have a little shut up here.
Okay. Anyways, so... where was I? Oh yeah, Crystal got character development first time in the series.
Ever.
For any character to basically get a character arc to themselves.
I never felt like Yellow got a slight one. It wasn't very big, but there was like something there. Because she was like, oh, I don't want my Pokemon to get hurt. And she
Yeah.
She stopped being as much of a bitch. Of a little baby back bitch, but she still kind of is.
But this was the first time we actually got character development for a major character.
Strong development.
Yeah, strong development.
Mm.
Anyways, next up we go to Olivine City again, and we have Crystal meet up with Yellow. Hey, Yellow's back!
They're so cute.
I'm ready to
I love
give it
their
a-
interactions, they're so cute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm Meryl de Bosque Verde.
Maria de Bosque Verde.
Fuck off.
So, and we meet up with Mr. Fisherman. Best name.
Absolute god. Like, straight up.
Mr. Fisherman is basically the god of the Pokemon universe. Like, you think Arceus is? No.
Yeah, nothing. No. Mr. Fisherman.
So, Yellow, Crystal, and Mr. Fisherman go to Whirl Islands to see where a giant flying bird is, because they've heard rumors about the giant flying bird there. And so they go there because they think that this giant flying bird is the one that attacked them at Cerise Island. And so they go there, and a whirlpool happens, and Yellow and Mr. Fisherman get separated from Crystal. Crystal basically lands in one of the islands in a cave and finds basically the corpses of Gold and Silver. Not really the corpses, but finds them. I also forgot to mention that we see Lieutenant Surge fight Mask of Ice at some point, but like,
Yeah.
they fight, he retrieves Gold and Silver's belongings, basically. Anyways, so Gold and Silver finally awake from their slumber. They talk about how the flames of life or something.
A stupid metaphor.
Yeah. Or no, wait. No, Crystal didn't go to them. Crystal was like on a piece of the boat that got broken and separated. And then Gold and Silver woke up and they see that and they go and try to save her. And then they meet up and basically the Pokédex beeps, so they all know, like, oh, we're the Pokédex holders.
How does the Pokédex know who its rightful owner is? Because Silver definitely fucking stole that thing, so it shouldn't be the rightful owner.
He registered his fingerprint.
It's dumb. So it has a fingerprint reader on it?
Probably.
No. I don't believe
I
it.
thought it did.
But
I mean, how else are you going to know that's the rightful owner? Facial recognition? Fingerprint scanner?
exactly. I don't think they have that.
Why not?
Because where else do they use it anyway?
What?
Where else do they use that stuff to show that, like, that's ubiquitous technology in the world?
All it is just like registering it to them to make them know that this is their rightful owner.
Well, like, you never see them scan it. All they're doing is they're just, like, have it in their pocket. Like, how does the Pokédex
They can
know that it's
scan
in
it
their-
off screen. Do you really think that it's that important that they have to fingerprint scan it on page?
There's no way that it knows who's it's in possession of. I don't think that makes sense at all. I don't think they have anything in there covering it.
I think it's fingerprint scanner or facial recognition. There is something that makes it recognize that it is the trainer that's supposed to have it.
But it starts beeping when it's in their pocket.
Yeah, so
So how did it know that it was in the right person's pocket?
I don't know.
Fucking smug.
The technology doesn't work.
But the technology does work at the same time.
No.
I'm just saying, we've had, like, fingerprint type technology for, like, a long time.
But-
now, like, here. So, like, it would make sense that it
My
would be
phone
here.
here doesn't know that it's in my pocket, right? So how would it wouldn't start beeping?
But
because
you were the last person who touched it.
Okay.
So maybe it's like you were the last person who registered
My phone is on
now
my
it
leg
probably
now.
would. If I touch it, it probably wouldn't beep.
But what if I put it in your pocket and you never touched it, and it was just sitting in your pocket? It would think that it was in my pocket still.
Maybe.
Bad technology.
I still think it's good.
It's a kid's manga, Marty.
Yeah,
for
it's dumb.
fuck's sake.
Technology doesn't work.
Anyways, so they get up and we get to see a giant double-page spread of a giant flying legendary bird named Lugia out of nowhere, and we're only at volume 12. So we already got one of the main legendaries of the saga at volume 12.
I mean, we're out of 14.
Yeah, but that's still pretty early.
It would have been early if it was, like, in volume 9.
We've already seen 6 legendaries previous to this.
Yeah, but this is a
And-
box art legendary.
Yeah.
So it's just weird, okay?
I don't know.
I don't know, I felt normal.
Yeah. Seen 6 legendaries. It's just another one.
Oh, yeah, because legendaries are just everywhere. Just sprinkle them everywhere.
Every arc's gonna have a bunch of them apparently at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, So other reveals we get. So Gold, Silver, and Cystal basically fight Lugia, and Cystal basically kicks her Pokeball over to try to capture Lugia, but apparently the Pokeball is empty, and she didn't capture Lugia.
Wait, before that, why can Lugia not use its air blast because its mouth is open?
Because it has to inhale? Yeah, I found that stupid too. That pole,
the pole did nothing.
No, that pole has to be as sturdy as hell to make sure that
it should be able to
Pokemon's
snap
mouth is staying open. That pole is the most sturdiest pole I've ever seen.
Yes, that was a huge issue. And then why could it not breathe? Because its mouth is open.
Maybe it's just like it has to channel the air in its mouth or something. I don't know. But it can't for some reason.
Doesn't exist.
Its mouth is wide open. You can breathe through an open mouth.
Yeah, no, but typically people will breathe in with their mouth and then let it out their nose.
No, but it's attacking through its mouth though, with air. Remember?
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Lugia gets captured apparently, or just flies away at an incredible speed. We don't know, but Cystal didn't capture it.
I like that bitch.
Cystal's a great character.
Yeah, I know. I like her a lot too, but like she really like beats herself up like me. Like me saying that about a character is like not good.
She didn't get beat up this time when she failed to capture it.
Well, no, like she beats herself up about it. She's like, oh, I couldn't capture it. Oh, everything's terrible.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways, then Gold, Silver, Silver separates from them and goes off to God who knows. Yellow gets separated, and we don't know where they end up, basically. So, Yellow's probably dead or somewhere.
No, fuck her, Yellow. Fuck her.
And then Cystal gets a call from Professor Oak saying, hey, I need you to go to the Pokemon League. We have a special mission for you. And so Gold and her go to the Pokemon League. At the same time, we find out that Silver went to another Whirl Island and is going to see the main bad guy of the last arc, Lance. So Lance gets a reintroduction here, and apparently Lance has been leading Silver around to find out who the Mask of Ice is the entire time. And so, pretty cool, I guess. I mean, yeah, Lance is an antagonist, but you can't not say that he's not a skilled trainer.
Yeah.
To be a student under him would be godlike, honestly.
He should be in jail for attempted genocide of the human race.
Yeah, but he got away, so... Yes, he should be, but he got away. So
it's all fine?
Yeah, past is the past, Marty. Come on.
It's not fine, but...
It's over with.
He escaped.
I don't think there's a statute of limitations on genocide.
I know.
Anyways, as I said before, we can't deny his skills as a Pokemon trainer. He's one of the most skilled trainers in the world. And he trains basically Silver and gives him missions in order to do stuff. So, at the same time, apparently all the gym leaders get summoned to the Pokemon Association headquarters. And so we get to see Erica...
Wait, there was the Pikachus that banged and had an egg.
No, that was later.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I remember they were introduced to each other, but it was a lot later when the egg actually.
I was thinking volume 13. We're still in volume 12.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I actually remember 13 and 14, and yes.
I thought that happened before the gym leader thing happened. When they were all
No.
called.
That probably happened before the exhibition match, but I'm talking about when they're going to the Pokemon Association.
Okay.
Yeah, they all get put together and then
So-
they matches after.
Erica, Misty, and Brock are trying to pass the Taigoha, whatever name it's called, Falls. And I also forgot to mention that, yeah, Misty has a crush on Red.
How old is Misty?
Misty, she's a teenager. I would assume she's probably a couple years older than Red, probably 2 or 3. Red being 13, so she's probably
Or I thought she was like 14.
15 or 16.
Red, Blue, and Misty are all too young to be gym leaders. Child labor laws.
So they're now 14 now. They have work permits.
Let the kids have fun, Marty.
Child labor laws.
You're talking about child labor laws. Their parents are letting them go on adventures.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a whole other issue.
Yeah, it's parental consent.
Can't get parental consent to like just go and roam the world as much as you want.
I mean, they did in other anime. Place further than you. Oh, okay. Well, they're actually like 16, 17.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, never mind. I just saw A Place Further in the Universe last Monday, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And I also saw Madoka Magica
I think
for the first time.
I think A Place Further in the Universe deserved it
I still think Violet Evergarden should have deserved it.
I'm
Anyway.
still happy Devilman won, but.
I mean, I haven't seen Devilman yet.
Devilman, Crybaby. Dropped it. Couldn't handle it. It looked terrible.
Ooh.
I mean, the animation looks nice, but I haven't seen it yet, so I can't judge it. Anyways, so, where was I?
So it's like how they're all getting.
So Erica, Misty, and Brock are trying to pass the waterfall. The bridge is down. That's great. The thing that connects Johto to Kanto is broken.
Yes, Onyx.
Yeah, they have an Onyx, though. And as we saw from the last saga, Onyx can get very long. So, Brock uses...
They can get pretty rock hard.
Ooh.
I hate myself.
Onyx basically... or Brock uses Onyx to make a bridge, and they're all passing through, but Misty gets knocked down and falls into the fall. Or not... And she finds a Krabby there, and she rescues the Krabby. On the other side of the fall is Suicune. And so they have a little bit of a battle and interchange. And Suicune basically decides on Misty being her trainer. And so we can already assume that Entei and Raikou are going to be Lieutenant Surge and Blames, because fire, water, and electric gym leaders. So, anyways, after that happens... Misty, she was kind of depressed before because of the relationship Red and Yellow kind of have.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I want it on that. I want to be her.
But then she gets a confidence boost after she captures Suicune. I mean, she has a legendary Pokemon. I would say after you capture a legendary Pokemon, you got a confidence boost.
Yeah, you don't need no man. You got that kind of, you don't need that. You're like,
basically.
No.
Anyways, afterwards, they go on to the Pokemon Association. A bunch of them are already there. And we get to see Daisy, who Daisy is the daughter of Professor Oak, and Bill. Anyways, yeah, other stuff. And
other stuff. Fuck the other stuff.
So, on the way... Next up is Crystal and Gold are traveling on Expo and Meganium to Pokemon League. And Expo fries that potato. Rock hard.
Yeah.
She
was ungrateful. He gave her the potato.
Yeah. It's a raw potato.
It was slightly cooked.
And then it was slightly cooked.
So that means there's only slightly less germs than there was originally.
It's also been in his pocket for a while, so...
Okay, so yeah, so they just got...
So it's covered in germs, yeah.
Ingest my germs, Crystal. So they arrive there. Gold, being Gold, causes a ruckus right away. And basically skips the line. Gets basically thrown out by security. Crystal buys his ticket.
How does that tournament work? So, if you have all 8 badges, you can just go straight into the finals. What if 3 people manage to get all 8 badges and all enter?
So they all go to the finals.
You can't have the finals with more than 2 people.
Well, in this Pokemon canon, it's very, 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 very rare that, every trainer gets all 8 badges. But it can happen, and in the event of that case happening, I would just assume that they both go to the finals, basically.
But then the other branch just doesn't get a go, then?
I would assume that they basically have another bracket.
But finals means you're deciding who is the winner.
I would assume that the trainers who got 8 badges basically have their own little bracket, and then that winner gets to fight the winner of the other preliminaries bracket.
You can't just say it goes straight to the finals, because what if there's more than one?
Who knows? Anyways, I mean, at least we get some knowledge about what the Pokemon Association does and stuff now here.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's
kinda
always...
seems like a faceless.
Hi, Riley.
Oh, someone's upset.
Hey, though, Red Dog. Someone's walking in
Right,
the hallway.
okay.
Okay.
Little baby.
I mean, like, at least we now know who's the director.
Break. Go on, little.
Yeah. But now we have a face to the director. Now we know, like, the Pokemon Association's work and everything. Faulkner's the gym leader at this point. Janning's the gym leader at this point. Blue's the gym leader at this point.
Yeah.
Bill's part of the Pokemon Association. Never knew that. Now he is. So, like, we actually get, like, we do find out, like, what the Pokemon Association is, what they do.
Yeah.
They hire the gym leaders. They give them tests. They run the Pokemon League. So, at least we have, like, the corporation, like, what they do, finally. Anyways, so next we have the gym leader exhibition match. And so, 16 gym leaders. 8 from Kanto, 8 from Johto. Who will win? Well, we don't care. Because to the public side, it's just like, this is a battle to see which region has the superior gym leaders. But the Golden Crystal know that this is actually to find out who the Master Vice is.
Yeah. Which I thought that was a clever way to go about doing it, personally. I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Also, I forgot to talk about Whitney meeting Price, but...
I thought they did anything really happen.
They slipped and slided on the ice, and then they fought fake Pokemon.
And then Price gives more credence to believe that he is the Master of Ice, which he totally is not the Master of Ice at all.
No fucking way. I could not believe that.
Especially with modern stories today, it kind of does piss me off that they were so blatant that it was Price.
Made for 10-year-olds.
Yeah, but still, this story is, like, compared to the Pokemon games, it's still a little bit more of a story than the Pokemon games are, where you just go around collecting the badges.
Because it's a story instead of a game.
Really?
Oh, no fucking shit. I never would have thought of that.
And the Pokemon games are a story, technically.
There's a story inside the game, yeah.
Yes.
So, but I still think that they could have added a little bit more credence to believe that could be someone else. Like, maybe Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah, some kind of red herring would have been nice.
Yeah, a red herring would have been nice, or something
Whatever.
like that.
Whatever.
But anyways, I mean, I guess you can consider Faulkner's and Janning's battle a red herring when she sees Koga up in the stands.
I guess so.
And, like, Faulkner goes up there and says, like, I have this evil aura sense around the stadium, or something like that.
I can see that.
I guess you can call that a red herring. But either way, so Gym Leader Exhibition match happens. I don't remember what the matches were. The only ones that were significant to me were, like, Lieutenant Surge and Morty, just because those characters had a history already.
Yeah. I kind of like the one that Sabrina had, too. I
Sabrina
thought how she did it was clever, so
that
I
was
thought that
a
was
super cool fight.
I thought it was cool.
It was just Sabrina, like, yeah, bug types are strong against me. Well, it doesn't matter if you can't hit me.
Yeah, bitch. Like, that's the thing that kind of made me not hate Team Rocket as much, was just, like, how cool their, like, characters can be and how they manipulate and do battles. Like, they actually kind of take things out of the box, which I respect a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I found
Okay. Well, during the battles, we go back to Silver and Lance, I think. And Silver is basically threatening Lance, I'm gonna kill you if you don't tell me anything about the Mask of Ice. And so Lance is like, I'll tell you everything I know. You don't know that much.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But I can use simple deduction, because guess what? I'm a human, I can use simple deduction like Crystal.
Yeah.
He's wanting to control time, apparently. So
Because
I
why the fuck
attack.
not?
So I'm the Mask of Ice. I amass the army of Team Rocket and I attack Lake of Rage. Oh, I want to control time.
Yeah. Was there something there I missed? Because I generally don't understand why he was trying
His
to
entire
control
backstory that they haven't told us.
Oh.
That's what you missed.
Well then.
I haven't told the backstory yet.
No, Price's backstory, which gets revealed at the very end for like why he's evil.
Yeah. Anyway, so then afterwards, Silver goes to every single gym and collects the trainer badges, which
Stole them all. Yeah, these don't make sure you only give them to people that deserve it, but or just leave them lying around in your gym. Don't worry.
Yeah, that kind of pisses me off a
Don't
little
protect
bit.
him. That's fine.
Anyway, so Silver goes to the Pokemon League.
So see, what if another person had done that? Or like 2 more people had done that, and there's 3 people in the finals. That doesn't.
I don't know. What was next? So I think next up after this, so Silver arrives at the Pokemon League, but is interrupted by a guy with an Abra saying that I will teleport you to where your heart desires. Turns out this guy was green and wants to teleport him away so that way he doesn't interrupt them, basically.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't get caught in the fight.
I'm just trying to protect him.
Which, hey, big sister should protect her little brother.
They're not on the ship.
Hmm?
They're not on the list of ships.
Because that's a brother-sister bond. Not a...
So you wanted to argue against 2 guys being together as a ship, but you are
Well, I'm saying
advocating for a male
they
and female
were-
sisters.
They weren't gay, but these 2 could definitely be in a relationship.
They're literally like, oh, it's like my little brother or my big sister. I get Japanese people are kinky,
But they
like,
weren't.
come on. But, like,
They
come
weren't
on.
blood related.
Yeah, I know. But still, that bond can be enough to, like, not have you want to do that. That's why you...
Like, do you see at the end when Gold accidentally slaps her ass, and then Silver just basically almost murders Gold? Like,
I mean, a boyfriend or a brother would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough, but he does say, like, that's my sister, you dick.
Yeah.
So...
Like,
I've seen Dexter.
Ew.
What?
Ew, I don't want to think about it.
That happened in there.
I know, and I didn't like the show because of it. Or a part of it, anyway. Sorry.
Have we talked about Dexter's Leopard?
No. Dexter.
No, it's like it's like a live action show.
Okay, never watched it.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't care for it then.
My dad
Anyway.
was into it,
The book
I'm
was
like,
really good.
So, Silver gets teleported to who knows where. We don't know. Green, she takes initiative, and she goes to Ilex Forest. Or Ilex Forest, I
Roll for initiative and go with Nat Pony.
She did roll for initiative.
oh my.
Anyways...
Train goes out of control.
Oh yeah, so Train comes out of nowhere. Team Rocket appears. Gym leaders rush to defeat them all. The train takes them away. Red saves the day.
Because he just shows
Well,
up. Yeah, he just shows
Lieutenant
up.
Surge saves half of the day.
Okay, Lieutenant Surge saves half the day.
He saves
Red
12
saves the other
hours.
half.
Yeah.
He saves 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I remember reading that part and Red just showed up, and I'm like, bitch, why? Like, I always say, no, you have to come back and save everything because you're the original and you have to be back. But like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, Red just showed up. Okay, that's
All
what's
these
happening.
gym leaders, there's a lot of Pokemon on them. None of them could stop it.
We're not even to the awards yet, and we're already at an hour and 30 minutes. I knew this was going to be a long one.
Yeah. Well, that's like at least one of our more debated or best things. Is,
Well, there's a lot more information in it.
yeah.
There is a lot more information. Next up, so the magnet train gets pulled out of the stadium. Gym leaders are fighting Team Rocket. What happens next?
That's not a good sign.
Mask of Ice appears, and Gold Crystal try to fight him. And he has Ho-Ho and Lugia.
Ho-ho.
Ho-Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he's a ho-ho.
He's eating some ho-hos.
Ho-Oh is the ho-ho. I mean, he has a Delibird, so ho ho ho.
Moving on.
Yeah, just move the fuck on. God damn it.
I had to have the awkward silence in at some point. So, next up, Gold, Crystal fight Mask of Ice. Then Lieutenant Surge, Misty, and Blaine come back out of nowhere. Oh, and I also forgot to talk about Blaine. He got his Mewtwo disease cured. So
Mewtwo disease.
Yeah.
Like, good for him. At least he's not dying from Mewtwo now. So, cool. Anyways,
Then Mewtwo fucks off. He's just like, well, I'm gone.
yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Wonder if we'll ever see it again. Anyway, so, Blaine, Misty, Lieutenant Surge come out of nowhere. They help Crystal and Gold fight the Mask of Ice. But, I mean, you're having the 3 dogs fight the 2 legendary birds. I mean, Mask of Ice wins. No question about it. Anyways, the Mask of Ice flees, but Gold goes after him. And then they have, like, their little showdown, which is pretty cool. Gold fights Mask of Ice, and he reveals that the Mask of Ice is Price. So, no one saw that coming from a mile away.
Oh, the guy who uses an ice thing, an ice Pokemon to move it, happens to be the same guy who fought against a fake Pokemon made out of ice using ice Pokemon to move it.
Hell yeah, I thought it was going to be Brock.
Yeah, no, dude. I was thinking Misty had some shit going on, you know what I mean?
I thought it was going to be Blaine. He was just going to be like, I thought I was a fire expert.
Anyway, so, what was I going to say?
They fight, and Gold shouldn't have won that fight, but he does, kind of, and then...
Gold kind of wins that fight. Because, I mean, the reason that Gold kind of wins these fights is because... Not just because of plot, because of his unpredictability.
Plot.
Unpredictable plot.
Basically. I mean, Gold, he's not that good of a trainer. But...
He got so angry at a piece of paper.
That's me.
Calm down. It's just a note. Like, read the whole thing before you get all pissy.
And also, at this point, yes, we get the egg from Pika and Choo-Choo.
Yeah, and you're trying to tell me that little Pikachu lays an egg like 2/3 the size of its body? That would kill it.
Nah.
That would kill it.
It would. Anyways. I'm at a loss now.
Then they go into the forest and you see Sham and whatever the other person's name is stopping them.
Lauren and Will just trying to fight Green. Green captured the 3 legendary birds, Zapdos, Sarkuno, and Moltres, excuse me. And they fight. Silver appears out of nowhere. And, like, Green has this touching moment with Silver's like, why didn't you run? I teleported you away from here. And he's like, I used Snatch on you, bitch. Catch your nap. Teleported here.
Shit.
Huh?
Totally shit.
Anyway, so we also get the backstory between Will, Lauren, Green, and Silver. And we kind of get, finally, closure on Green's, like, phobia of birds, why, like, that scene at Sylph Co., like Sabrina brought up, is so terrible for her, stuff like that. So, finally, kind of like a closure for Green's character story. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you thought this was going to be Gold and Silver. Nah, this is Green's character right now.
Yeah, no, fuck him. The archer should have gotten, like, 2 sagas ago. She's getting it now.
I mean, it's cool, though, that they... continue the story, and they still bring back the old characters and make, like, they are still relevant in the story. Afterwards, Gold, Silver, and Green fight against them. Red and Blue are digging underground trying to go to Ilex Forest, and they run into Koga and Bruno, and they were like, "We gonna fight? We gonna fight?"
Or not.
Nah, bro. And so Bruno's like, go that way, your battle lays there. we want to fight though in the future. Like, you better come and face us at some point. Then they arrive at Ilex Forest. So now it's silver, green, red, and blue all fighting there. Gold, and I think yellow. Was yellow with gold?
I don't think so.
No, it was just
Yellow
the.
comes at night.
Yeah.
It was just the.
I was so happy.
Because Yellow got attacked
Grandparents
by
in
Team
this
Rocket at the other
Yeah.
place, yeah. And then Pika and Choo Choo are protecting the eggs, so he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Of course, she's like, oh, I gotta go and run this way, I guess. And then they stab the covering off the feathers.
Yeah. Like, who thought those feathers were going to be the rainbow and silver feathers?
After the close up on them, when she said I hid the feathers somewhere, I had no
Yeah.
idea.
I don't know either. Anyways, so that
Why
happened.
did the Pokeball maker dude just like
Hurt?
Yeah, if he's like, oh, nobody should be able to make the time ball, but let me just put it on the scroll to carry everywhere with me.
Well, he doesn't think anyone's going to make it because you need literally a feather from Lugia and Ho-Oh.
Yeah, but why not just not have the plans anywhere?
I mean, it's kind of like the same logic. Like, you rather keep the thing on your person so that way they don't steal it.
Or just destroy it so if you're never going to use it and you want nobody else to use it, just destroy it so nobody can use it.
I mean, yeah, that makes logical sense, but this Pokemon. I've kind of given up with arguing with you at this point. Anyways, Lugia, Ho-Ho, final battle takes place. First it was against Lauren and Will, but they get just shattered on.
Yeah, they just get like easily wrecked.
Oh, hell yeah. And, like, just the scene where Silver is basically beating up Will. Oh, I love that scene so much. He doesn't actually beat him up, but...
you get the point.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Then, we get the final battle of the Mask of Ice versus all 7 of them. Oh, and we gotta talk about Bill. My boy Bill is getting pussy. My boy Bill is getting Daisy. Like, hell yeah. We thought Bill was a joke. He still is, but he got something at the end of this.
He got something. He got someone. She's not a thing.
You don't know that. Don't assume her gender. It's 2019.
You assume her gender.
No, that was good, because I was thinking the same thing. Don't assume her gender. By saying her, you're assuming the gender. Yes, really.
Hey, don't assume it's gender.
Well, I told me that she's a girl.
That's fine.
She's a smart dog.
Didn't you see Riley be eating a parrot earlier?
No.
Parrots can talk. Totally.
Whatever. Yeah, you guys have fun with that.
So yeah.
He
We
makes
finally
his time
get...
ball.
Huh?
He makes his time ball.
Makes a time ball at some point. And so we find out that Price wants to go back in time to basically...
unkill his Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like
Which,
that fucking bitch.
I mean...
Like, come on.
It's an honorable goal to have. Like, you don't want your Pokemon to die. But
Yeah, no shit. But
you
you don't even
literally-
like ruin every.
You've
You
had like
literally
50 years
ruined
to get
everything.
over it. Also, when did Professor Oak win the Pokemon League?
It was like it was like
He was
30
young when
years
it
ago.
happened. 30 years ago, there's only been 10 Pokemon Leagues.
How do we
Once
know that
again-
his was the first? Was it?
Well, so did they just do it once and then wait 10 years and then do 9 more of them?
No,
20
like
years?
so from what I remember,
He was very young when he won it.
he said that the Pokemon League happens every 4 years, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. And so
Oh, okay. I thought it was every year.
Yeah, no.
how old was
wait.
Oak?
Wait. It can't be every. Was Red 10 in the first book?
I thought,
Yeah.
I thought he was like 12.
No, he was 10.
No, we were always joking about how, like, as the sagas have gone on, they've gotten older, so now...
They
they're
actually
like
get older, unlike Ash.
Yeah, they're like 12 or 13
So
now. So
Red
they
has to be
start-
14 years old
Yeah.
at this point then.
So,
Okay.
yeah, something... It's rough
Okay.
estimates, but yeah.
So, at this point, it's been 4 years since the last Pokemon League. Red's 14. So, work permit. He can work as a gym leader.
And the
Not
stuff
really.
with Misty may not
He can't
be
work
that
full time
weird.
all year round.
Yeah, he can't work full time, but
So then he couldn't be a gym leader, period.
Well, what
So
if it's
he
like
could.
a, what if it's like a call
No.
thing? Like, oh, I want
He
to
can
fight
still
the gym leader,
work.
you just show up.
But not full time. Being gym leader is a full time position.
not necessarily.
You were saying he didn't have
Okay,
time to
but
go and
how
heal
about-
his hand. That means it's
Okay,
a full time position.
But Barack, in the first volume, we see that Brock only challenges on certain days.
So then why couldn't Red have taken the job and just only challenged like once a week, and then healed his hand for the other 6 days of the week?
I thought it was
because
more
he
like
just
an on-call thing.
didn't want to do it if he wasn't in peak performance. I don't understand his I understand kind of the logic why he just doesn't want to do it unless he's in tip-top
Yeah.
shape.
But it took him a day to get healed.
That's because he went to a stronger hot spring up above that Sabrina led him to.
Okay.
Like if he stayed in that first hot spring, it would have taken him probably 2 weeks.
Probably not.
I mean, yeah.
I definitely think it would have taken longer.
Anyways, so the final battle happens. Bill finally fixes the PC system, transport system. And yeah. Everyone sends their Pokemon to Ilex Forest.
That was fucking lit.
That was cool.
I
Just
thought
seeing
that
a
was cool.
wave of Pokemon.
Well, yeah, and just
coming.
seeing, like, the panel of just, like, all these Pokemon just come in, and it's like, hey, you can't defeat our large force only.
I still thought the legendary Pokemon would have been able to beat him. To like burn the whole forest.
Burn everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
There you
just
go.
we'll just kill
You beat all the
everyone.
like the level 4 Pokemon that were sent. Cool.
Goddamn.
Fair enough.
Let the kids have fun. Right?
I still think that... No, I think after how many Pokemon were sent to there, because we're not just counting for Johto, we're counting for Johto and Kanto. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean,
With a lot of Pokemon.
they should have been like distracted and had some of the other legendary Pokemon go up there and like attack them and be like, oh, remember hey ho, we protect you.
Hey
and he'd be like,
ho.
oh yeah,
Hey ho ho.
cool, yeah, have a ho ho, have a Snickers, you're not you.
And the Zumrio comes out of nowhere, gives Ho-Ho a Snicker. Like, here you go, have a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
There you go.
I would pay money for that just to be created as a fan art. So, Ho-Oh and Lugia get snapped out of their hypnosis. Price captures Celebi. I'm sorry, I almost said Celebi, but that's a site, not the Pokemon. Celebi
Catches the celery.
catches a celery. And so then he travels back in time to try to stop Lapras and Lapras from dying. And
What's the plural of Lapras?
Laprai, I guess.
Lapra. What's the origin of the word?
Lap.
No, the origin. Not the base word.
Lapras.
This is why I do engineering. I don't know this shit.
I took 1 semester of etymology in high school. I don't care about this. I took it because it was a music class.
Yeah.
And it helped me study a lot for vocab in senior year. But
Sounds about right.
anyways,
They're going back in time and they're seeing basically a recap of the book. This is the recap episode.
yep.
Um,
Gold decides to yellow it and travels without the rainbow wing.
yeah, okay, you need to have the wings to go in there, except now
You
we
don't.
don't
Yeah,
need to
they were
because you're
separated.
writing.
They
Yeah,
were separated. How does that work?
you need the rainbow wings to go in there. Okay, cool, we did
So-
that. Now everybody can go in if they want to.
Apparently the rainbow and silver wings
Yeah.
make like a barrier or something around them, and anyone in that barrier can do this. No, this is not how this works. We just determined that you need to have direct contact with it. Anyway.
So just create a gigantic conglomerate.
No, they were linking with chains.
Oh
They
my
just
God.
tied chains around all the legendary.
Or they're all
I'll
just
just cut the feathers into
They're all
pieces and
just
everybody
sexual.
hold a little bit.
Everyone just take a little print.
Yeah, just hold a little bit of it.
I mean, that might work. Who knows? Anyways, Gold faints. Price is like, you're too young to die. Shoves him back. Like, that's it. Okay.
They broke the Pokeball holding celery. And
Yeah.
then,
That's probably the best naming scheme out of all the Pokemon, though.
yeah. And then they're like, oh no, Gold sacrificed himself to save everybody.
And then
He was so
Blue, being
noble.
the guy that he is, decides to break up the emotional
Hell yeah.
tension. And
Blue is actually trying to enforce the fucking rules for once.
he is! Good job, Blue.
Yeah, you see,
Not
and
the
that's
best
why
time to
he's
do
a
it, but you did it.
I just decided
nonetheless.
who my best boy is.
We already determined he was best boy of a certain arc. You can't do it.
Yeah, you can.
Well, why is he
Aw.
listed then?
Yep.
Oh shit! I should have removed him.
Should have removed.
I forgot.
Wait, that's right. We did say Blue was best boy in the first set.
No, Yellow.
Oh.
So I should remove Yellow as well, because she was.
Well, they can be it again. You can win it twice.
Yeah, but the purpose of this is to have a bracket kind of thing at the end. So
When we're done rating everything, we're gonna go through and find out who's the best boy and best boy.
And Blue would have twice as many, or he would be higher up because he's won 2. So he gets a bye in the first round.
Oh yeah, and Misty was also considered. Yeah, we got Misty out of there.
I still have the original copies, so they're still on the list.
Blaine. It was between Oak, Blaine, and Blue in the first one. So
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna keep Oak and Blaine in. Just I don't think they're gonna win anyway, but
Yeah.
just keep them in. Why not?
You don't know
Anyways.
what I was gonna say.
Huh?
You don't know what I'm gonna say.
You're gonna vote for some other guy.
You're gonna vote for Joey.
No, I already made my claim for who best boy is.
Goal.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's the end of the story. Blue basically tries to take Silver away, and then Gold comes out of nowhere and is like, "Hey."
Oh, but wait. Then what about Misty calling?
That's afterwards.
Okay,
Good job.
so that's the end of the story.
Good job.
True. So Gold breaks it up and is like, "Yo, ass swipe. Look at the poster. Does that look anything like him?"
That was so dumb.
Like, Blue knows that this is the guy who sold the Totodile, but he's like,
He has the Totodile. He
Fine.
has the Pokedex. All the evidence they need.
Yeah.
but Blue's like, "You know what? Fine, fuck it."
It's fine.
Blue is just like, "I hate you, but fine, whatever." And so, at the end of this, next up, Gold accidentally slaps Green's ass.
Who's Faulkner?
Faulkner, he's the father of Faulkner. I think that's what his
It's
name
Papa
was.
Faulkner.
Anyways, Gold slaps Green's ass. Gold gets beat up by Silver after he literally just saved him from being imprisoned. Then Misty calls Red and is like,
Well, Misty calls the other person's
or Erica.
Erica, but then Red has the Poke gear for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then she's like, oh no, now I'm all embarrassed.
And so.
And then Yellow's like, I'm totally not embarrassed. I took off my hat and you guys all know that I'm a girl now.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, I forgot to mention this. She took off her hat, and the amount of embarrassment she must have had
Why does
should
it
have been
matter?
enough to melt that ice.
Why does it matter if they know that she's a girl? I don't get why she was like trying to hide it.
Well, everyone knew she was a girl
No, they
except like Crystal, the new guys,
Like
and
none
Red.
of the guys knew.
Blue knew.
Well, Blue is the only one.
Yeah.
Blue's like the only one that did know.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm still gonna say that embarrassment that she got should have been enough to melt the ice. I'm sorry. But anyways, so what was I about to say?
So once they come of age, Red, Yellow, and Misty are having a threesome.
Probably. That is it.
Find out.
On to awards. We are. How long has it been? We're an hour and 50 minutes in. Okay.
Alright.
First up, best volume. The contestants are Volume
What
8,
the fuck do you think?
Volume
You're
9,
right there.
Volume 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. I'm casting my vote for 12.
Why?
Just because 12, it showed, it had Lance come back, it had Lugia appear out of nowhere. Like, I was not expecting Lugia to appear out of nowhere, even though it was Rural Islands, so, like, that's where Lugia's domain is, but I didn't expect Lugia to come out of nowhere, and I didn't expect, like, a gym leader exhibition match to take place to find out who the leader is. It got more development for, like, what is the Pokemon Association, I guess you could say. Overall, I thought it was the best for information and for, like, risk. Because, like, before this, you had Suicune, Raikou, and Entei.
Yeah.
They were just fighting the gym leaders. You didn't have anything, like, to the main cast that was happening bad, other than Mask of Ice. Then Lugia appears, and you're like, this shit just got real. So, that's why I'm casting my vote for 12. What is yours, Lindsey?
I'd say 13, personally. I liked actually being able to, like, see the battles between the two regions. Like, that was actually able to, like, keep my attention. Like, was the thing that I was drawn to most out of reading everything.
Janine versus Faulkner was so cute. I ship them so much.
Okay.
Anyways, you,
What
Marty?
about you, Marty?
I like 13 also.
You're doing it just to spite him.
No, I liked
No.
the trainer battles.
Oh,
I
well,
mean the gym leader battles.
yeah, I know, right? Like, just the way that they...
I like
all
13
Tournament
too.
arc.
different.
It's a tournament arc!
It is a
and
tournament arc!
And it's a decent tournament arc for once.
Even though it could
I mean, I liked 13 too, so I'm okay with it losing, but...
With it winning?
I mean, yeah, with it, with it
12
winning, with 12 losing, I mean.
Joey's vote counts for 3.
Okay.
Joey's vote counts.
Here we go for the...
Okay, best boy. So,
Blue.
best boy candidates are Gold, Joey, Elm, Silver, Oak, Lieutenant Surge, Faulkner, Bugsy, Bill, Morty, Red, Mr. Fisherman, Chuck, Faulkner, Brock, Koga, Bruno, Price, Yusune, Blaine, Will. And Blue's not a contestant this time.
Oh, wait, I changed my mind to Mr. Fisherman.
I'm still voting blue.
You can't vote Blue.
Yes, I can.
That just
did.
means your vote's not going to count then.
I recommend blue.
Yeah, fucking voted.
This is still a hard choice for me between Gold and Yusune.
Gold. It's gold. The good guy gold. I'm like, yeah, this guy's kind of
So
cut.
annoying.
But Yusune, he's a gentleman.
No.
He's like, tip your fedora milady.
Yeah,
gentleman.
exactly.
And I can't.
That is great.
And I can't.
No.
I love those kinds of characters.
No,
They
he's
make me
awful.
cringe and I hate it.
Yeah.
I love those kinds of characters. And he's still compassionate, too.
Yeah, and so is gold. I'll let a random stranger stay in my house. I have compassion for other human beings.
Would you actually let a stranger stay in your house?
Depends on the stranger. Like, obviously, if they're like basically almost
If they're up
dead.
climbing your tree, then yeah.
If they're maybe an 8 out of 10, maybe, but...
No, like, they're like down on their luck and they like aren't doing well like from the circumstance, then sure. Well, I'll take on my couch.
I think I'm gonna say Gold, too, just because I want an actual person to win.
Yay.
So,
Yay.
Gold wins this one.
Now here's the hard part for me.
Oh, really?
Kind of.
I forgot to mention Lance and some other guy that I forgot to mention were also a contender, but
Who was that? Did we ever figure that out, or is that just for your
No.
liability?
that's just liability because there's probably so many characters I don't
Yeah.
know. Next up, Best Girl. Crystal, Green, Karen, Sabrina, Jasmine, Claire, Whitney, DJ Mary, Granny, Erica. I like Jasmine as a character because of Morty, because she's there. I also like them shipping. But
For
as
me,
best
characters gotta
girl-
be good on their own.
Best Girl for me is Crystal.
Okay, cool. Because that's what I was gonna say too.
It doesn't matter. I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
I was gonna say Choo-Choo.
Yes, Choo Choo is mascot.
Why do you not care about your votes?
I care about my vote.
No, I'm talking about him.
Well, that's the thing. It was either gonna be that, or I was gonna say Sabrina, but that's the thing. Like, Crystal obviously has like more development, and like all those other
Yeah.
side characters like don't have it.
I like Sabrina too, but Crystal.
Yeah, but Crystal.
Okay, next up, Best Arc, New Bark Town, Bellsprout Tower, Ruins of Alps, Ilex Forest Part 1, Goldenrod City, Ecrotique City, Lake of Rage, Adventures of Crystal and Friends, versus Suicune. Shit, we got character development for Crystal, oh boy.
Oh.
Whirl Islands, Pokemon League, in the last battle.
Pokemon League.
Yeah, Pokemon League for me too.
I can say that. I was probably going to go with Whirl Islands, but yeah, Pokemon League's pretty good too. Best battle. Fuck, can we just agree that's the best? The best battle is the final battle and be done.
Nope.
Okay, what's the best battle?
I don't know, but I didn't like that one. I thought it was stupid.
Then you have to give a
Yeah,
counter.
you have to like.
Literally any other one.
Well, tell me which other one.
Literally any other one.
Well, tell me which one
Yeah, you
specifically.
have to
You have to tell me.
I'm picking anyone besides
You
the
have
last
to
one.
pick one and tell me which one.
The
I'm just
Silver
saying,
battle.
not the last one.
Then pick one.
That's not how that works.
Will you ask? Okay.
What other one like stuck out to you?
None of them. The last one was stupid because, oh no, you've beaten me, except that you haven't, except that now you have, except that you haven't, except that now you have, except that you haven't, and I'm sad
So
because
Dragon
my
Ball?
Pokemon died.
Yeah, so try.
So you have to tell me one that you want to put up against.
Sure. What was the Sabrina's the
She's the one from Team Rocket.
yeah.
She was the one
her.
that did
That one was a good one.
Sabrina versus
The Bug Lady.
Bugsy.
Yeah.
Bugsy.
That one was better.
I mean, yeah,
I think-
I did like the last battle, but like that, like I keep saying, that battle's the one that stuck to me the most.
I think. I mean, it doesn't matter if we're gonna choose that one, but I was probably gonna go with Green and Silver versus Will and Karen, just because I like the bird fights. But anyways, so we're gonna say Sabrina versus Bugsy, just despite.
I'm not saying that out of spite.
Well, I didn't like the last battle.
Or no, wait, Sabrina versus Bugsy.
Yeah.
Bugsy.
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 And here we go. My
Okay, and
favorite-
you thought we were done? No, we're going to best ship now. That's right, we are doing best ship for this saga.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay, here are the ships that I personally came up with. Red X Misty, Red X Yellow, Gold X Silver, Gold X Crystal, Brock X Erica, Yusune X Crystal, Morty X Jasmine, Gold X DJ Mary, Oak X DJ Mary,
Oh, yeah.
Faulkner X Janine, and Claire X Blaine.
Oak and DJ Mary, they are getting it on, and they're the only ones legally allowed to. Actually, no, some of the others
Hey,
are
just
in there.
because they're shipped together doesn't mean they're having
Jasmine
sex
and
together.
Morty are legal.
Yeah, I know. I'm correcting myself right away.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, I forgot about
ship
that.
them together doesn't mean they're having sex.
Oh, they definitely
I
are.
just want them to hold hands and be cute, okay?
They definitely are. They're getting freaky.
I meant for
Oak
the,
is rich.
I meant for the kids.
Oak is rich.
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Oh shit, I forgot to add Bill and Daisy. That was mine.
Because obviously we're all going to disagree on this one. I already know we are.
So let's have a debate.
Great. I hate debating. But
I love debating. That's why I like anime. Anyways, so what's yours?
someone else wants to say theirs first, but I'm kind of torn.
I already said mine. He's already said his.
Oak and DJ Mary.
I was originally going to go with Golden Crystal.
I like that ship too. But
Well, that's,
Bill is the underdog here. He literally has gotten jack shit on in the past two sagas.
so,
And now he's got a
I mean-
beautiful lady like Daisy.
You don't know. He might be getting some side action when the panel's not on him.
yeah, you don't know.
Leave
Oh,
him
I
alone.
know he's getting some side action from Daisy.
Hey, he made the Pokemon transfer thing. He might be able to make his own Tinder.
Make his own Tinder.
Yeah, you know.
Bill makes Pokemon Tinder.
Trainer Tinder.
Yeah, trainer Tinder. Well, I
I
was torn between either Golden Crystal or Red and Yellow because I like them together.
like red and yellow too.
Like I like Misty, but like I don't know. I just feel like Red and Yellow have like a better, like I like better chemistry
Yeah.
as like a romantic couple, while Misty and Red are more
Well-
like friends.
Would Red be interested in Yellow at all? Because until now, he's been thinking of Yellow as a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen this kind of situations? Because that stereotype has happened before, and then like as soon as it's revealed that they're female, they get like all blushed and like, oh, this whole time I've been with a female. Oh my god, like
Wow.
I don't.
So all my gay thoughts actually were straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
My gay pots, I'm actually.
I'm actually straight. Or I'm bi. You know, we don't discriminate.
Yeah, what if Red was like, you know, Yellow, I was totally into you, but now that you're a girl, like, I'll
Sorry.
go back to my boy Blue.
Yeah.
Blue, get back here. We're going to the apartment later.
Red and Blue, #1 chip.
Yep.
New winner.
Are you saying that against Oki versus DJ Mary?
It's tough. Oak and DJ Mary are legal, so Oak and DJ Mary.
So is Jasmine and Morty.
Yeah.
And they were kawaii. I'm sorry to say that. That was a cute couple. So is Janine and Faulkner. I still give it to Bill and Daisy.
Bill and DJ married.
Daisy's technically legal. She is 18. Bill's 20, I think, so. He's legal.
And a little immoral, but still legal.
Not really. 18
And you're
20.
going with gold and crystal
Yeah.
over red and yellow?
Yeah.
Over red and blue also?
I never shipped that. I may look like
You're
I
lost.
shipped gay couples when I was younger, but I never did. Straight up.
Yeah, you're not shipping gold X silver?
No. They literally acted like they hated each other.
They did.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So-
hate turns into love.
No.
Mm.
It turns into like a one night stand mistake that you regret every single day of your life.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience here.
Just what I hear.
So, of course, like any ship war, this one does not have a conclusion. Because it's a ship war.
But it's fine.
We all have our preferences, and he just likes things that are legal, so. I mean, which is good to have.
Yeah.
That is very, very good to have.
And my couple clearly has good chemistry together right now. Like, bite my ass. They
They're
do.
young.
It's
I mean,
I think Romeo and Juliet will last for
But
3
Gold
days.
and Crystal,
People
the
die,
only
and it'll
scene
fizzle
they
out.
really had was that Gold and Crystal with the potato scene.
And it was fucking cute.
It was cute.
Exactly. That was enough for me.
But that's one scene.
Yeah, I know, and I'm anticipating there's gonna be like more shit later on.
I don't know, maybe. Anyways, that's the award ceremony for Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Now to rank it. So, current ranking right now is yellow at number 1 and red, blue, green at number 2.
I put it in the middle.
Yeah.
Sorry, I put it in the middle. I like the yellow one more.
You like yellow more?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I like yellow a little more. This was just too long.
Just because of length alone? Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I like the characters more in this like little.
I like the
saga.
plot a lot more too, though.
Yeah.
Just because.
Dragged on for so long.
But I read One Piece. I like long stuff. So,
Yeah.
personally, I like it a little bit more. But with your guys' suggestion, we're still keeping it above red, blue, green.
Oh yeah, easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
no fucking doubt about that.
So, the now current ranking list is red, blue, green at number 3, gold, silver, crystal at number 2, and yellow at number 1.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Ass.
Why not?
Why?
That's important to say.
No, it's fucking not. That's
It's
a
very
tra-
important
that's
to
a
say.
travesty.
Can you show that to our
Nope.
audience?
No.
No.
Inappropriate.
We say fucking cunt all the time.
Inappropriate.
Whatever.
Anyway,
That is gold, silver, and crystal, guys. Say bye to Marty. He might come back for Ghibli.
or
Ghibli.
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 Djibouti.
Who knows? We're gonna try to find a replacement. I hope.
We'll see. Oh, it'll get there. The next saga is what, like 8?
Yeah, and then we only have 2 more after that.
Yeah, it'll probably take us a while for us to get to the next one out anyway.
Just because we slow as fuck. That's fine.
More like it's just a lot of shit. It's
It
just a lot
is.
of shit.
And personally, when it comes to Ruby Sapphire, don't like it as much as Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Well, great. Good to know. I'm already probably not
But,
gonna like.
okay, you'll probably like the characters a lot more.
Oh, okay. Really cool.
But the plot is terrible.
Okay, fun.
Anyways, we're going to leave that for next time. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah.
Peace. Peace.
Just please don't kill yourselves.
Hey,
We
you know
want to, but you can't.
what? Jesus.